Friends, thank you for joining me this evening. I wanted to have an opportunity to uh, share with you a phenomenal concept. For those of you who are now checking in to my channel, my name is Aisha, and you are at my channel, which is entitled Ayesha Motivates, and this is the name of my business. I am here to be able to assist you in the whole idea of planning for your retirement before you actually need it. And when I say retirement, there are many stages uh, towards retirement. You've got the pre-retirement, and you're in your early retirement, and then you've got your latter stage of retirement. I am looking to guide you towards your latter stage of retirement. But in order to do that, we are needing to plan now, because our todays is what will bring forward, take us towards our tomorrow. And so at Aisha Motivates, this platform is a platform which will not only encourage you on a journey that hopefully you'll get to experience, but also to open up your eyes to what your future life can look like. And in order for you to have control of what that will look like, I'm asking for you to give yourself the tools towards getting there. Because oftentimes when we get there, someone else is in charge and we are in the back seat and just going along with whatever is presented to us, because at that point we have no choice. Wouldn't it be lovely to be able to have a say in what your latter years would look like? Tomorrow is promised to no one, so we have no idea what we're in for. And so I thank you for being a part of Ayesha Motivates, because I am passionately involved in your future. All right? So perhaps it's not for you, but perhaps it's for someone else. I have over 25 years of experience. I have been told that I look young for my age, and for that I am grateful. But I have over 25 years of experience managing and being a frontline staff member, and I work very closely every day over all of these years with seniors. And I'm so passionate about seeing individuals have a say in their latter years. It's a totally different environment, totally uh, different culture. And so it's very important that if you were going to visit, going on a trip somewhere, or planning for a wedding, or anything you would plan, right? You would have everything be looked into. So why are we leaving our later years to be guided by someone else? And often that someone else may or may not have the time to invest in the planning of your immediate need or needs. All right? This time, if you look back at my other videos, the topics varies, but I couldn't help but think of presenting to you now the concept of living simple. Why simple? Why is this important? You're probably saying to yourself. Well, number one, we came into this world with nothing, right, in our birthday suits. And from there on and going forward, we accumulate and accumulate. And sometimes even the little ones coming in, the newborns, depending on your family situation, they're bombarded with a room full of toys and everything that they, of course, babies and the young ones grow out of these things so quickly. But we continue, right? Each season, it's a new style, new outfit, new shoes, and we have to have it because it looks so good. They trap us because these things look so good, and we want to be up to date. And so we go out and we get these, name brand outfits and everything, and we have to have that shoes. It's a new style, and the media tells us that what we have presently is old and no one is wearing these. So we want to go and be a part of fashion. And so it is that we continue on. I mean, so much so that if you look at Value Village, I am located in Canada. So if you look at Value Village or Salvation Army, or any of the secondhand stores, people are getting rid of their sometimes brand new items because we're buying and having it sit in the closet and not using them. You probably are aware of individuals with hundreds of shoes. There's 300 and something, 60 something days in a year, and individuals with, even if it's 100 pair of shoes, God bless you. God bless you. I don't even have 20. And what I have sometimes I don't get to wear. But what a blessing it is to have a lot. The idea that I would like to bring forward to you is, yes, if we're able to afford and have all of these trappings, use them, be happy with them, but don't let it tie us down, right? Don't let it control our lives. And it would be fabulous to know that we don't have to have everything or most of everything, or we don't have to feel insecure when we don't have many of the things that others are having. I say this because I know that this is a struggle that I have and many of you have. We probably all do. What is so eye-opening is to see that when individuals go into long-term care, because sometimes your age range will say, well, okay, maybe you're suited for retirement, a retirement home. But retirement homes are not the same as a long-term care. Retirement homes are where, for the most part, it's a knock on the door asking, do you, is there availability? And then you go about doing that on your own, as opposed to long-term care where there's a lot of eligibilities that needs to go in place and other pieces. It's not the same, right? So many individuals going into long-term care, sometimes they show up with no items of their own. Perhaps they're coming from a hospital setting. No items of their own. If they're fortunate to come from home, okay, but then someone else could be packing up, a few items of yours, and possibly not even your favorite top or dress, or favorite shoes. They might not be packing. Why? Because they don't know what your favorite dresses and pants and tops and books, if they bring any of those with them, or your phone books. That's another story altogether. Many individuals in long-term care have just a small cupboard of items, a few tops, a few bottoms. And if they're so fortunate, family members, if they can, they will alternate the seasons. And those are the folks who are so, so blessed. Families will just change the seasonal clothing. And so you'll always have the, warm or cooler items. But for some individuals, whatever is sitting there in the closet is all they've got. And for some, if you're coming from the hospital and you were just taken there and there's no one to go back to your apartment and help with anything, then chances are you're just coming with the hospital robe, gown, right? And most of the accommodations might allot you with maybe a chair or a night table, and all of your fabulous items, vases, and all of these things. Someone else will be taking care of it. If you have family members, maybe they can share it, maybe they'll take some, maybe they'll sell some. And if there's no one to care for any of your items, guess what? That's going to Salvation Army, Value Village, somewhere, but it's not coming with you. The whole concept that I'm trying, as solemn as it might sound, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps because these are the realities. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the realities. So I am so, so passionate about us not living every day willy-nilly. Each and every one of us, as we live our lives, I think it's so amazing to see some individuals volunteering in these retirement and long-term care settings, because then you have an idea of what to look forward to. And in the news, we're hearing so many bad things about, long-term care and retirement, and some could be true. But for some, these homes are just, they're exactly, that's what it is. They're homes. I've worked in long-term care and retirement settings, and many times, most times, probably all of the times, I can account for this statement in saying that the staff members, we become like family to our residents within these settings. And I'm so privileged because my area of work is where I get to, you know, help others to or my residents to forget about the everyday things and just get them laughing. I've done laughter yoga. I'm certified as a laughter yoga, and I love to laugh. I know the benefits and the joy and of laughter. So I can just I can just laugh because I'm trained in that, and I love to laugh. So I can get them out of their everyday, feeling of what do I do now, and memories of things that could be, not so pleasant. I get to help them in the recreation of their everyday life, their leisure activities, and it's such a joy. And in doing so, I get an opportunity to get to know them and get to know my future residents, because they're, I, concerns that they all deal with on one level or another. And this is why, after 25 years, I'm so passionate about helping individuals see their future not as something far off, but as something to engage in, to be a part of in the planning. Some individuals, they purchase their lots, their burial uh, lots, right? And so in doing so, why not go ahead and consider where you might actually want to live in terms of retirement homes or long-term care homes, should that happen. you know Plan ahead. Know what the environment, the culture of long-term care is like, the culture of what retirement is like. Volunteer. And the volunteering is, it could be just a couple of hours. Volunteers are needed so badly. And should you have experience already, you know what I'm speaking to, because right now, there are individuals out there championing for more staffing and such in the homes. There's so many of residents and so little in numbers of staffing. We do amazing jobs, but there are hundreds of individuals within a home. And so wouldn't it be fabulous if alongside the staff members we had volunteers assisting, and in so doing you're helping yourself. When we give back, we can't help, as they say, when you go to lift someone up, you can't help but look up yourself, right? And I just want to know that individuals out there are planning their future, planning where they're going to live, and not being tied up with things. Because when you go into long term care or a retirement setting, you will not be taking all of your trappings with you. I I'm so proud of my mom. She's not yet retired, but she started looking into where she could possibly, buy a condo and sell, or her home, or which retirement or nursing home she'd like to be in should that happen. She's thinking ahead. She travels, she works, she does, she does so much. My mom's got such a full life. And I know that should she go into any home because, we're all working or doing something, or perhaps her need will be so much, you know, deeply cared for. Perhaps she need, Hoyer lifts and all these different things. Should that be the case, then homes seldom have those in place. And so long-term care homes, retirement homes are blessings to many, many, many people. They're not as bad as individuals make them out to be. They're fabulous places. But that's why, like, any place we go to buy, anywhere we go to buy a home, we go and we walk through and we look and we research. It's the same with long-term care settings or retirement settings. There's so much for you all to know in order to become comfortable with planning of your future. But right now, today, what I want you to know is it's fabulous to have all these things. But remember that there will come a day, if we're so blessed to be in one of these settings, where we might be sharing a room, or perhaps we do have one room of our own, but it is still not sufficient for the accommodating of all of our items. We will not need nor can take all of our items with us. I'm not even going to go into the fact that, there's a joke out there that no one has ever seen a horse, with a casket being towed, dragging behind it a moving truck of any sorts with our items. When we go, we are not, we'll be wearing perhaps our best outfits in our caskets, but that's about it. Actually, I have seen some caskets where individuals had like teddy bears and cigarettes and, anything that's dear to individuals, but really and truly, when we go on to be with the Lord, we will not be, when we go back to the earth, we will not be needing all of the trappings. And isn't it amazing if we just start living our lives where we can share what we have with others? If you were to even look around your home right now, your closet, you may be surprised to see how many outfits you've not worn in a long, long time. And yet there's so many other outfits and new things coming out that you'd want to have some of. We've got so many things sitting around. I want to leave this chat with you where I can call on you to start assessing your closets, your storage places, whatever you have. See what you're not using and share. My desire and hope is that you will start to appreciate what you have, but know that you don't have to have everything, or most of what you see. And as you take in, perhaps then give, right? So you're always refreshing. We don't need everything that we have. We don't, really and truly. I know society tells us that we need to have it. Some of you might agree, and some of you might not agree. And if you don't, I understand, and, God bless you. But if anyone can connect with this message and realize deep down what I'm saying, there's so many things we have. And I came across many years ago, I heard a speaker say this, and I hope I never forget this. And the speaker was saying that over the years, this gentleman was saying that he lived his life with the little that he had, he shared, whether to charities or whatever little he had. And as the years went by and he increased in his income, he still try as much as possible to live within so that he can have extra to give more. And the one concept he said he came to the understanding how important it is to live simple in order that others can simply live. And so I invite you to that concept, the idea of living simple so that others can simply live. We will not be able to help everyone, but we're able to help some. And whoever your some is, I pray that the idea, the concept of living simple, in order that you can share with others so that they can simply live. A scripture just came into my mind, and it's the one where it says, what shall it profit a man that he would gain the whole world and lose his soul? What does it profit us to gain and have everything, and yet, one day we will not need it, but we're taking in? That scripture may or may not be relevant, but it just entered my mind, and so I share it. I believe that nothing flows through us willy-nilly, and I'm a child of God, and I believe. And so when thoughts enter my mind, I know that it's not of my own doing because I rely on Him. I thank you for sharing this time with me. I hope that you will share this video with anyone who can benefit from it, because it is useful, and there'll come a time where a number of you will see the importance of it. My name is Aisha Young, and I invite you to contact me because I know that I can be of help to you or someone that you know. Okay? So if you've got any questions at all, I would love to be able to answer and engage you in a conversation, and perhaps you will have need of my services. Ayesha Motivates. Should you want to reach me, ayeshamotivates@gmail.com. I look forward to being your life coach or consultant. I would love to be able to help you. All right? God bless and keep you. Blessings.